channel. This is your girl Adriana DC. Tonight I have a brand spanking new haul for you guys. I recently added quite a few fragrances to my collection and I'm going to be sharing those fragrances with you guys. Now, these are, I would say, mostly fall fragrances because that's what I'm after. So yeah, this is kind of like my fall fragrance roundup. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing what new fragrances I recently added to my collection, then by all means keep on watching. If you guys are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that way you will be notified every single time I upload. And for those of you who are my returning subscribers, thank you guys for supporting me. All right, so the first fragrance I'm going to be telling you guys about is a perfume that I have been absolutely obsessing over. I've wanted this fragrance for a very long time, but I recently, decided to get it because I wanted to explore, this particular note profile for the fall season. And that fragrance is none other than Tobacolour from the Dior Private Collection. Now, this is my first Dior Private Collection fragrance. And oh my God, I'm so in love. Now, I have always been into Dior, but I love Dior fragrances, period. When it comes to the private collection, I, didn't know what direction to go in or what fragrance to really get from the brand. Because as you guys do know, they are quite expensive. So for me, if I have to buy a fragrance from the Dior private collection, I have to love it. Like, love, 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 love it. And this baby right here, I love, 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 love it. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the note profile with this one because this is not, I haven't even sprayed it as yet because my the sales assistant, but actually I bought this one online. Right. All right, I bought this one online and I have quite a few samples of this particular perfume. But this perfume, like the name implies, is a sweet honeyed tobacco smelling fragrance. It is strong, it projects, it's a really, it's a warm, tobacco fragrance, very much ideal for the fall. What I love about this perfume is that even though it, the main star in this perfume is tobacco, and because of the sweetness from the honey, and I think there are some fruits in here as well. I don't know, I feel like this is, as feminine as it gets when it comes to a tobacco fragrance. I mean, Kaya Lee, Amber Only is very much, familiar, but being that this perfume is so, tobacco dominant, so to speak, the supporting notes with it makes this fragrance a really beautiful fragrance, for ladies to wear, especially if you're, you're skeptical about tobacco. I think this is a really enjoyable perfume, you guys. So this is Tobacolour from Christian Dior. The next fragrance that I decided to capture is Oud Ispahan. Now, this one was not on my, my wish list, but while I was looking up, Dior private collection fragrances, I learned that Oud Ispahan is the #1 selling fragrance from the Dior private collection. I was like, yes, ma'am. And being that I'm absolutely crazy over Oud right now, apparently this is one of the best Oud fragrances on the market, and I had to test it out. I had to try it out. Long story short, this perfume smells like fire. Okay, it smells like a powdery, smoky fire scent, pretty much. The funny part about it is that even though it smells like fire, for me, to my nose, it's interesting. It smells expensive. It smells high end. I'm gonna have to say as again, this perfume is pricey, but it smells like the price tag. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm very impressed with the Oud, or should I say, I'm very impressed with the final product because as of lately, I've been into my Middle Eastern perfumes, and Middle Eastern fragrances, they do not disappoint, you guys. When you talk about Oud, Oriental, woody, smoky fragrances, Middle Eastern perfumes do not disappoint. So, to find a Western fragrance that smells so damn good, let me tell you something. This smells so good, and you bet your life that Adrian ain't out here just spraying his perfume, all over the place just like that. Like, that ain't happening, okay? I'm literally like babying this perfume, like literally. So yeah, Oud Ispahan, I'm really happy to have this fragrance in my collection, and this is one of the perfumes I'm going to be exploring in the fall and winter season. So in addition to the Dior fragrances, I got a sample of Gris Dior and Ambre Nuit. Now, just to briefly touch base on these ones right here, I think a while ago I actually smelled the Dior fragrances And there were a few perfumes that lingered in my mind. For me, Boy Taja and New Look really stood out for me. But I've been made to understand that Gris Dior and Ambre Nuit is, you know, two of their best sellers. They are beautiful scents. Okay, for me, the amber nuit, people love, you know, like the name implies, it's an ambery scent. It's a sweet ambery. It's warm. I want to say it comes off as if it has a hint of either spicy or aromatic touches. I'm not quite sure what's in this perfume. Either spicy or aromatic touches to it. It does smell very, it smells clean. It smells sophisticated. You know, it smells very ladylike. Okay, it definitely does smell like, you know, exquisite, I would say, but it wasn't my favorite, okay, of the two. I do love this fragrance. I do consider it to be full bottle worthy, but the Gris Dior was a bit more special for me. This one, yeah, the rose. There's a rose in here. I can't remember what else, you know, what other notes in this one in particular, but the roses in this fragrance, really beautiful. Okay, you guys, really beautiful. This one is a bit more fresher, a bit more sweeter, okay, a bit more airier. For me, in my opinion, this is an all year round perfume. I would say both of these perfumes are definitely you know, full bottle worthy in my collection. Maybe someday, you know, I'll dive into them, but I definitely like By Dajan and New Look. So yeah, I'm really happy to add some of the Dior Private Blend collection fragrances to my collection. I really do like how sleek and minimalistic and hefty the bottles are, you guys. So yeah, this is Gris Dior from Dior. Now, the next few fragrances, or the next fragrances that I picked up is actually a trio. Okay, and these ones are Middle Eastern fragrances. Now, I bought one of them, and when I smelled it, I was absolutely blown away. And these fragrances are the, let me just go by the one that I purchased for. And these fragrances are the Opulent Musk trio. Well, I should I say the Opulent Oud, Opulent Musk, and I think it's the Blue Oud trio from Lattafa. And if you guys have been following my channel, you know I've been absolutely going crazy over Lattafa lately, with good reason, you guys, because these offerings are so beautiful, you guys. Now, this one in particular, beautiful scent. This, I'm gonna be honest, this has the opening, it has some saffron rose, I think, in its fragrance. Saffron rose, musk, and oud. And that's what I get from this perfume. Saffron rose, musk, and oud. Now, this smells like a Baccarat Rouge vibe with musk and oud. The burnt sugar essence in this perfume, it is prominent, it is potent, it projects, and it stands out, and it doesn't do that disappearing trick. This is how I would have loved Baccarat Rouge to smell, you guys. This is beautiful. It smells cold. The saffron is intense. It's like really strong in this fragrance. Beautiful. There's a hint of sweetness. The musk is there. The oud isn't too overpowering. It is a very beautiful blend. This perfume, it doesn't open up, you know, any alcohol or anything like that. And of course, let's just take a minute to appreciate the bottle, you guys. This is beautiful. I can't tell you how much I'm in love with these fragrances, you guys. I love this perfume. So after I bought this one, because I was actually skeptical about getting these three, because, you know, the reviews when it comes to these particular trios is a bit, you know, like a hit or miss. But for me, I don't know, something about them, you know, just kept lingering on my mind. So, you know, once I can't forget about a perfume, I have to have it. So I bought this one, and once I saw how beautiful this fragrance smelled, I went ahead and I bought myself the other one. The next one that I captured is Opulent Oud. Now, this one is a more dominant oudy smelling perfume, okay? And that's what you get. You get some rose in here. You get the oud. I want to say this gives me similar vibes to Oud Ispahan, but it smells like Oud Ispahan in the dry down. It smells a bit smoky, oudy, light hints of woody touches in here. And like I said to you guys, these are not harsh fragrances. There's nothing jumping out at you. There's no alcohol burst in the opening. Beautifully blended fragrances. And like I said to you, this smells like a powdery, smoky, oudy smelling fragrance, you guys. And for me, this is pretty much what Oud Ispahan smells like in the dry down. So if you think about that, that's the vibe that I'm getting from this perfume. Truly impressive. It's a little bit, you know, the dry down is a bit more, it projects a lot, I would say. That's one thing about these perfumes, they project, okay? While you're wearing them, you smell them. I'm not quite sure about the longevity because I'm not one to wear fragrances like for, I mean, if I'm testing them out, but I haven't really tested these ones out. But based on the reviews, they do last quite long. I I wouldn't doubt that, but I really haven't like played with these fragrances enough to tell you what the longevity is like. But all I know is that the bottles so far and the actual scent is an absolute love, you guys. So this is Opulent Oud by Lattafa, and the last one from this trio is Blue Oud by Lattafa. Now this was the most risky purchase because every review that I saw, they had a bit of like a, you know, they were like, you know, they didn't know if they liked this perfume, or, you know, they didn't know how to interpret the scent profile. Let me give you oh, that's the next thing. I can't find the notes for this fragrance anywhere. But let me just tell you what this perfume smells like. Okay. Okay, this perfume smells like Jergens and Oud. If you know the Jergens cream, us Caribbean folks, we live by Jergens. If you know, you know, okay? This smells like sweet Jergens, okay, with Oud. There's sweet Jergens with Oud, and there's a slight hint of woody essence in the heart of this perfume. It smells a bit more fresher, a bit more sweeter, and a bit more airier. The opulent musk and the opulent oud, it goes in a different direction. They smell more Middle Eastern. This one smells a little bit more fresher and sweeter and airier, but definitely a fall fragrance as well. I would say this perfume can be worn like it can be worn all year round, this one in particular, but in the nighttime, okay? But it definitely opens up a lot more fresher, a lot more sweeter, and a lot more airier than the other two. And it's an interesting scent. It's an acquired taste type of fragrance. My partner actually loved this perfume because when I bought it, when I smelled it, I was like, yes, I love this perfume. Then as I smelled it a bit more, it gave off I want to say, after you get past the Jergens, there is an essence in here that you don't know how to feel about it, I would honestly say, but it's most definitely a beautiful fragrance. But there is a part in this perfume that you're just like, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's overall, when it settles down on the skin, it's a beautiful fragrance. And this one definitely lasts long because I've been exploring the scent of it so much and trying to see how I feel about it. I've been wearing it a lot. So this one stays on your clothes, it stays on your skin. While you're wearing it, you do smell this perfume. As for how long it lasts, I'm not quite sure, but I would say it has quite decent longevity because it didn't slip away while I was testing it out. Okay. But this is an absolutely beautiful fragrance. I think for what you get, like, these are beautiful scents, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. And let's not even get into the bottles. The bottles, oh God, I love it. So this is Blue Oud by Lattafa. So next, I wanted to get my hands on a few Tom Ford fragrances because Tom Ford is new to me, you guys. I have not been, you know, exploring Tom Ford, and let me tell you something. As of lately, Tom Ford fragrances have literally been giving me orgasms, you guys. Yes, Tom Ford fragrances. So I got myself the Tom Ford Black Orchid, you guys, and this was love at first sniff. First of all of these fragrances are not blind buys. This one was not a blind buy, but the Lattafa fragrances were definitely blind buys. But this baby right here, I have been smelling this perfume on and off, you know, every time I pass through Selfridges, and I am so in love. Like, when I mean I'm so in love, this fragrance here so almost knocked my dearly beloved Miss Dior out the park, you guys. This is beautiful. This is your, yeah. Even though people say these fragrances are really, you know, potent and really strong, this is a soft fragrance that opens up with the essence of truffles, okay? There is the slight presence of the plum in here, but it has some floral touches in the heart. Of course, you get the orchids in here. There's some boozy, but I think that's what I like about them. They're boozy. They have those boozy touches in here that gives the fragrance a kind of an edge. So this is not just your ordinary floral smelling perfume. It's a sophisticated, edgy, bold, boozy type of fragrance, and it goes along with the bottle, you guys. Like, I did not notice that this bottle was so beautiful. Like, I literally, like, I don't even understand. I didn't even see it. I didn't take notice of it. Like, I wasn't even like, I was not aware that this bottle was so darn gone pretty, you guys. But yes, we have arrived. Better late than never. So this is Tom Ford Black Orchid. This is a major love for me, you guys. Next, we have Tom Ford Velvet Orchid. You know, the YouTuber in me, once you pop, you just can't stop. I had to go and dive into the entire range. I couldn't help it, you know. But I've been smelling this one on and off. I think I actually included these two fragrances in a wish list that I did a minute ago on my channel, like a couple months ago. And I think both of them were on my wish list, and I finally got it. So now this one is a slightly different version to the original. This is much more florally, but it's an understated florally fragrance. And I'm not getting much, you know, nothing's jumping out at me. I can't tell you what it is I'm smelling. Just a strong, sweet, a little bit syrupy, florally smelling perfume, you guys. Strong, sweet, syrupy, floral smelling perfume with that Tom Ford edge or DNA to it. I love this perfume, you guys. I love this fragrance. When I was doing my research, okay, a lot of people said that this perfume is a bit more toned down from the original Tom Ford and the Tom Ford in the gold bottle. I'm gonna have to agree. This is a lot more toned down to the extent that the projection is very, very moderate, okay, which is surprising for me. It is there, you do smell it, it does linger on the clothes, and I literally just took a top out of the wash and I could smell, you know, this fragrance on it from the day before. So this bad boy does last, and not that we was questioning it, but I expected it to be a bit more stronger. I'm guessing because my sense of taste in fragrances is maturing a lot. I have a lot more tolerance for strong fragrances. I can douse myself in this perfume and this will have no effect on me at all. And I'm guessing because it's fall as well, it's quite cold. So I love this perfume, a very wearable fragrance. Definitely looking forward to exploring this perfume some more in the fall and winter months, you guys. So this is Velvet Orchid by Tom Ford. And I was walking through Selfridges the other day, and out of curiosity, I just decided to smell, you know, another fragrance from the same Tom Ford line. And I was like, let me see how I feel about it. And when I smelt it, I was extremely pleased. And that fragrance is Tom Ford White Patchouli. Now, I don't know where I've been, you guys. Like, I have literally dismissed this bottle. Like, I don't know what it was. There's nothing about this perfume that attracted me previously. Like, I smelled this perfume one time and decided that I had to have it. One time, okay? Now, let me just give you guys the notes from this one because I'm not quite familiar with it at all. You have your white florals, your coriander, your peonies, and your bergamot. Middle notes, you have your amberette, your rose, your jasmine, the base, your patchouli, your woody notes, and incense. What do I get from this perfume? For me, you definitely get those florally touches in here. So you get those white florally touches. The patchouli isn't really like, it's a very interesting patchouli. I want to say when you spray it, the dry down is where you get more of that patchouli essence, which is it's strange and pretty at the same time, I would say. Okay, I would say it's a bit, this perfume is a little bit screechy, especially in the dry down, but the florally touches, it opens up. You get a hint of spice. The spice is definitely in this perfume, okay, because that's what you get combined with that screechy vibe in this perfume. Overall, it's a very sophisticated white floral fragrance with the dry down of patchouli in it. For what it is, I really like this fragrance, you guys. For me, it's quite different, okay? I consider it to be unique. I don't have anything like it in my collection, and I just think I just like the way it's done. I find it to be just such an interesting fragrance, you guys. And for me, I am absolutely happy to add this perfume to my collection. Yeah, I really wish I had gotten a bigger bottle, but I wanted to get a taste of all three of them. So I just got all three in a 50 ml because, it would have annoyed me to have a big, small, big, small, big, small. But yeah, I am really enjoying these fragrances, you guys. They're really different, really something. And I would say Tom Ford fragrances definitely have the it factor. You know that kind of way? It has the it factor. It's not like an ordinary smelling perfume. Like Tom Ford fragrances literally have that it factor about them. So yeah, I am definitely loving the white patchouli from Tom Ford. Ooh, okay. Now, these next fragrances were by far my most exciting hauls in this entire perfume haul, because I actually saw Giselle from GB Fragrances mentioned one of these perfumes, and that sparked my interest and my curiosity so much, you guys. I went ahead and I looked them up and I bought all three. So the fragrance that I am referring to is Her Highness from Afnan, you guys. Now, let me tell you something, okay? When Giselle spoke about this perfume, I don't even think I hear what she said this perfume smell like, and I don't even think I care. All I knew is that this bottle had to come home. Like, there was no way that I wasn't gonna have this fragrance in my collection. Like, there is no way that I could not have this bottle coming home with me. Okay? And let me tell you something. I was not disappointed, you guys. This perfume smells so beautiful. Now, I heard Lalata review this perfume, and she said that it opens up smelling similar to cork from Orba Pura. Now, when I heard that, I was a bit like, wait a minute. I think I have enough Orba Puras in my collection, right? But this perfume, it opens up with a similar vibe to Orba Pura, but then it goes in a different direction, okay? For me, to my nose, you get the essence of jasmine in the heart. So there's some jasmine and some florally notes in the heart of this perfume that takes this fragrance in a different direction. For me, this perfume is more of an all year round perfume, but it opens up bright and citrusy and fruity. They're not as tart and as citrusy as in Corke or Orba Pura. And then it go in the heart. They go into a warm, sweet, soft, white florally vibe. And in the base, I'm not picking up much of what's in the base, but this baby here projects like crazy. Like, I said to my partner, because I got my partner all sucked into this Middle Eastern thing as well. I said to him, do you think the scent of this fragrance matches the bottle? He said, definitely. These perfumes smell real decent. And I'm telling you guys, this perfume is so heavy. This perfume feels so luxe, so exciting. It feels like money. It's well done. It's well put together. Like this bottle is everything and more, you guys. So this is the Her Highness. My bad, I don't even think I told you guys the name because I'm so caught up in this perfume. So this is Her Highness. Now let me give you guys the full experience, okay? Now this is the other Her Highness. Now I just took that red one out of the box because I couldn't wait to get it out and put it on my table. I just wanted it on my table, you guys. I couldn't wait to see it displayed, so hence why I took it out of the box. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I received this fragrance. So this is how this perfume comes, okay? Hefty, nice, solid box like that, okay? And then you take the top part off, and this is what the original fragrance, the red one, would have looked like as well. You have the Afnan paper all covering the top of the box, and then to the bottom here you can just release this flat. You can take up the paper, and on the inside there is literally a whole cuff, what you call it, a coffre, like coffin like looking box. Hefty, like shiny black lacquer. The red one is actually right, it comes in a red box as well. But yeah, I just took it out just to eliminate the bulk around me. But yeah, this is what the outer packaging looks like. who, I ain't throwing this away. I barely want to throw away the outer packaging, you guys. Like, this is everything, okay? And then when you open it, this is what the fragrance looks like. Now, when I saw Giselle, review this fragrance, I hardly saw any other review, Giselle is that, Giselle is the one who puts you onto fragrances that you hardly ever hear about. And I'm telling you, I'm living for it, you guys. All right. So I hardly saw any thorough, in-depth reviews of these fragrances. So I most definitely will be giving you guys a separate review of this fragrance. But yeah, this is what this, the box looks like with the padding on the inside. Solid, you guys. Solid. And then this is the black bottle. I wanted to capture all of them because I was just so in love, you guys. And I smelt it and I put it back in the box. I couldn't wait to do this video so I can take it out because I can't tell you what this perfume really smells like. I do know that it has, it's not as fruity and sweet as the red one, which is what I picked up from the note profile. I got more of a fall neutral vibe from it. And yeah, I think this one has in some plum. Yeah, oh, okay. Right, so this one has in plum in the opening. Okay, and once again, some dark, somewhat syrupy sweet, florally touches in the heart of it. Okay, you definitely pick up the florals in here. And this one again, the dry down on this is so pretty. Okay, it dries down really soft and florally and sweet, you guys. Now when I say it dries down soft, it's no, let me just get you guys straight. Okay, these are fragrances that introduce you into a room, like, make no mistake. Okay, but the dry down is even more special than the opening. Okay, and yeah, I really don't know how else to describe this perfume besides plum, floral, and sweet. You get your plums, sweet plums, syrupy sweetness, some florals, and that's what you get. And it dries down quite powdery. Okay, these fragrances don't smell like anything I've ever smelled, in my opinion. Okay, the overall, scent profile of the perfume, I don't feel like I've smelled this anywhere else. Okay, and they definitely smell niche. Okay, I actually heard somebody say that these are like niche Afnan, or should I the higher end of Afnan fragrances. They smell that way. They smell that way to the extent that I'm gonna say the other one that I picked up is like, they're so different that you don't know how to process it. It smells unique, you guys. So obviously when I was picking this one up, there was the white one as well, which I got from my partner. So this is the Her Highness and this is the His Highness. And like I said to you, these fragrances smell so unique, you don't really know how to, receive them. This one, there are some I think there's some bergamot in the opening. There's some spicy notes in here. And there's some myrrh. And that's what you get. Some spicy notes, a hit of citrus. It's airy. It's like, it has an airiness to it, spices and more vibe to it. But then there's a note in here that when my partner wears it, it smells fruity sweet. I don't know what it is. There are no fruity notes in here. But there is something in here. I think actually, yeah, the bergamot, obviously. The bergamot in here, when you wear it, it intensifies and becomes like a citrusy, somewhat sweety vibe. But this perfume isn't exactly sweet, but when it intensifies on the skin, that's the note that jumps out at you when you smell it. And let me tell you how good this perfume is. I sprayed this on my mother-in-law for her to have a smell. And she said to me, this perfume stayed on my hand for 2 days. I kid you not. Like, listen to me, people. Like, listen to me. You see these Middle Eastern fragrances here? These are the truth. Like, this is the heaviest bottle. These are the heaviest bottles in my collection, you guys. The heaviest bottles in my collection. The next fragrance that I managed to capture is Santal Royale from Guerlain. Now, I have been going crazy over oud fragrances lately. And out of all the Western, version oud fragrances, or should all the Western oud offerings, This one here so was raved about, well respected, you know, and nothing but good reviews from it. So I decided I had to have it. I also found it on a really good deal, you guys. So I was really, really happy to have it. But yeah, Santal Royale. This is, I would say, it is a citrusy, spicy. I mean, it's not, there aren't any citrusy notes in here, but it comes off quite citrusy. Um, there is some cinnamon, rose, and peaches in the heart. And I want to say that combination kind of gives this perfume a citrusy feel to it. Okay, so you get like a citrusy, sweet with a hint of spicy vibes to this perfume, with some oud, ambery, and leathery touches. Now, I want to say this is a Middle Eastern, or should I say a more Oriental take on like an oud combination fragrance, but it's not sweet, it's not thick, in my opinion, it's not dark, it's not like resinous. Like, whenever I hear people talk about this perfume, they usually say it's really strong and not very versatile. Like, no, this is a beautiful perfume. It smells quite light, it's very wearable. I think you can get, it's definitely a fall and winter fragrance. I would wear this in like on nights out, even in the summer and spring. I'll wear this out in the nighttime. Okay. I think it's a beautiful perfume because of those peachy elements in the heart, the peach with this, you know, with the rose and the cinnamon. Okay. I get a really beautiful feel to this perfume. It feels quite light, okay? It doesn't feel as heavy. Maybe it's just well blended, but this is such a beautiful fragrance, you guys. Like, I don't know why I haven't gotten this before. I want to say it gives me somewhat similar vibes to what you call it? So Al. It's within the same, you know, vein, I would say. Has the same vibe to So Al. So if you can appreciate So Al, you could definitely appreciate Santal Royale and vice versa. This is a really beautiful oriental fragrance, you guys. Really love this perfume. So this is Santal Royale from Guerlain. So the next fragrance that I captured is also from Afnan, and this one is the Supremacy Gold, you guys. All I know is, you know, I don't know if I was hunting down gold bottles, just looking for something special or different out there, and I came across this fragrance, and I gotta say, you know, the reviews on this particular perfume were extremely impressive, and I was not disappointed. This is a blind buy, and when I got this in my collection, I would have to say to you guys, it was love at first sniff. Now, this is quite different to anything else that I have in my collection. Okay, this one has in some violet, nutmeg, peach blossom, and cumin. In the heart, it has an iris and patchouli. In the base, vanilla, agarwood, amber, and benzoin. And what I get from this is it a soft, peachy, powdery smelling perfume. That's what I get. A soft, sweet, peachy, powdery scent, you guys. A really soft, sweet fragrance, okay? But don't get me wrong, this is a fragrance that projects and sits on your skin. Now, this is a perfume. When you're wearing it, you smell this perfume, you guys. Let me tell you something, okay? These Afnan fragrances, these Middle Eastern perfumes, like, make every other fragrance smell like a joke to me. Like, when I put this perfume on, my whole house is scented up. Like, as I walk downstairs, remnants of me linger behind, you guys. And I test this out briefly. I sprayed on me, and I would say this perfume actually has the potential to be a little bit cloying because it's so sweet and powdery. You think that it's a light fragrance and it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna be like in your face, but it stays on you. It stays, it sits on the skin, and you smell it. So I would say this perfume does have the potential to get a bit cloying, but is beautiful nonetheless, you guys. So this is Supremacy Gold by Afnan. And last but by no means least, we have Spirito Fiorentino from Tiziana Terenzi. Now, I love Tiziana Terenzi. You guys probably already know that. I do have a few fragrances from the brand, but something about this perfume jumped out at me lately. Like, I don't know what it was. I was actually just trying to, like, you know, I wanted to get something a little bit Middle Eastern, exploring the different ouds on the market. But I did smell one or two Tiziana Terenzi fragrances in Selfridges with oud. I don't think I like the way the oud is done in Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. I like Mancera ouds, but this particular perfume still intrigued me. Okay, first of all, this perfume opens up smelling like, right, it smells like a Baccarat Rouge with a very strong hint of leather, but it smells like a burnt leather. Now, I have done a lot of review, I've read a lot, I've watched a lot of reviews, and I've heard their take on it. So my thoughts may be a little bit biased, but I will say it definitely opens up smelling like Baccarat Rouge. It definitely has like a burnt, rubbery, leathery vibe to it. You definitely get that leathery essence. Now, what I was most impressed and looking forward to is the longevity and the projection. Apparently, this is better than Baccarat Rouge, as if that's hard to achieve. But that's how I feel. Okay, I don't know about anybody else. Apparently, it wears better than Baccarat Rouge. It is not as finely, blended and eerie and exquisite and crisp and clean like Baccarat Rouge. But this is what I want for a hefty price tag. And this costs less than Baccarat Rouge. I didn't buy it because it smelled like Baccarat Rouge, but I just like that it's really strong and heavy. And I was looking for really heavy fragrances to wear for this fall, you guys. I love this perfume. And of course, it's a red bottle. Like, I mean, I'm a sucker for fancy bottles, so I will be honest enough to say that I am living for Tiziana Terenzi packaging, you guys. So there you have it. This is Spirito Fiorentino from Tiziana Terenzi. Woo! Finally. So really try to make this video as short as possible, you guys. I do hope it actually comes out, really short, but I do, I can see my timing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, sitting down with me and seeing all the new purchases that I recently added to my collection. If in fact you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to my channel. This is, this really helps to grow my YouTube channel. And if you do in fact subscribe, please don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you will be notified every single time I upload. And until next time, see you guys in my very next video. Bye.